And welcome back. Alyshia, you're going to be talking about an upcoming myths of nutrition and fitness and making healthy food taste great.
Yes.
You're going to be a guest speaker for this?
Yes. What I'm going to do is I'm a facilitator for the class.
Okay.
And it is about a 4-week program starting on September 19th. So,
Okay.
and it's at 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. We actually even have little snacks, healthy
cool.
snacks that come from the cookbook that goes along with this course. So we're going to be testing out some of the foods and stuff. It's a great program. So what I had today is a little bit of a demo. So my training is from American College of Sports Medicine, which is, of course, very personal training based,
Yes.
sports based. So I'm much more from the physical fitness genre of fitness, but I also have really simple training in nutrition. So one of the things I love about this program is it's really focused on what are the simple basics of nutrition. What do we know that's true? So I have in my experience kind of a it's like a category. Okay. One of them is stuff we know for sure is true. Vegetables are good for you, right?
Oh, yes.
This we know for sure is true. What exactly is good is always debatable, right? There's antioxidants, there's all this cool stuff. There's so much information out there. Some of it we know for sure, like vegetables are good for you.
Yes.
Some of it we're not so sure about. So for example, the carbohydrate thing. This is a relatively new science of does carbohydrates, if you reduce your carbohydrates, do you actually necessarily lose more weight? Or is it just because you overeat carbohydrates, and so you cut that out and you lose weight because of that,
and,
right?
And also in some cases it also depends on the individual.
Right.
I know it's going to sound weird, but one of the best ways I ever heard different facts about nutrition explained to me was actually from a stand-up comedy special. And it was Louis Black talking about health and fitness, and his joke was, at the end of the day, we're all different. We're all snowflakes.
Right, and personal trainers have a great expression, every body is different.
Exactly.
Right? Everybody is different. And so there are some things that apply to everybody. There are some things that may or may not apply we're not really sure of.
Yeah.
And then there's some stuff that's complete baloney. And so what I love about this program is it completely removes all the stuff that's complete baloney.
Okay.
It deals a little bit with some stuff that's new and kind of in development, in the research stages, but it really focuses on the basics.
Just so people know, what are some of those complete baloney things that get out there? Because you piqued my interest. I want to know some of these random baloney things.
Well, I tell you what, a lot of the supplement stuff is real baloney.
Okay.
This supplement or that supplement will help you lose weight. The myth that, for example, you need a ton of protein, and so you should take protein supplements. Really bad idea. You can get kidney damage. You can do all sorts of bad things to your liver. I mean, your whole endocrine system is just blah when you have way too much protein.
Okay.
So that's a great example. People always think, I need more protein, when in fact, here's the thing. Your body, your brain, runs mostly on carbohydrate. Your muscles are fueled by carbohydrate.
Yeah, because carbohydrates are what gives us our energy.
Right. And protein is really just a base product that your body has to break down in order to build muscle tissue.
Okay.
Sure, so you might need a little bit more protein if you were building muscle. If you were in the gym, 8 hours a day lifting, right? If you were doing that, sure. But normal people like you and me just need 2 to 4 servings of protein every day. Small servings, the size of the palm of your hand.
Palm of your hand are about the size of a deck of cards.
Right. And that again goes in the stuff we know for sure category.
Yes, exactly.
So the other part of this is actually how to make foods. I have recently got married. I think everybody knows that.
Yes.
And have had a very interesting time of, I'm a really simple eater. I can pretty much eat everything but beets. My husband is the other way around. He's very complex.
I hang out with you and Ryan a fair amount, just going and watching movies. And I will say this much: great guy. Ryan's a great guy. He eats like my nephew. My nephew will not. He doesn't look
like this. Doesn't like that.
No, my nephew. The only way we got him to eat vegetables growing up is I took his cousins to go see the movie Ratatouille, and he would not eat vegetables. And I said, well, you can't go see a movie about cooking unless you eat vegetables. And that is the only reason that to this day he eats Caesar salad, is because he didn't get to go see Ratatouille with his cousins.
Oh, that's
don't get me wrong, I love Ryan, but he eats like my nephew.
He has a very hard time with, you know what, and actually what it is some people just don't develop their palates the same way as other people.
Exactly.
And so it's not any failing of anybody's, it's just that your palate was never developed.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you can do for both for kids and for the adults in your life who have a less developed palate is you can help them develop that. This one didn't turn out so well. 9/10 of getting people to eat food they don't like is making it look presentable and pretty.
Exactly, because most people are very visual.
Yes, and you will be more apt to eat something that looks appetizing. It's falling apart.
I know, shocking idea.
One of the things that I like to do is, in Japan, it's a really big trend right now, cute food.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So, and you probably know.
I know that very, very well.
I did this very simple thing, and I kind of did this right before. I scored these in advance. You can see I just cut these little bits out of that. And it's very simple. It takes like 2 seconds. You can see it doesn't always go as well as planned, but they look really cute. Ryan doesn't like cucumbers, but if I put something kind of like this on his plate, he'll sometimes just take a bite and chew it up. And then what happens is the more you kind of hoodwink people, don't tell my husband I said that, the more you hoodwink people into eating foods that they don't usually like, the more their palate gets used to them.
Exactly. I mean, I have no problem with most vegetables, because this is going to sound crazy, and I still enjoy it. But when I was a kid, my favorite thing in the world to eat any day of the week was a bag of frozen vegetables while they were still frozen. So if I went grocery shopping with my mom and she said, if you're good, you can pick something out, I would go into the frozen food section, get a bag of frozen carrots, frozen corn, frozen peas, and then when I was in the car, I just tear it out, I just rip the bag open with my teeth, and I just start eating frozen vegetables.
Awesome.
So as a result, I love vegetables.
May everyone's kid be that way.
But a lot of what I eat is based more on texture.
Right. That's true. Okay, so that's a great segue, because texture is kind of our next subject.
Yes.
So if you were live and in person here, I would have a show of hands, right? Show of hands, who really likes celery? Without peanut butter?
You got two here.
Shh, you're blowing my cover. All right, with no peanut butter, no dip, no nothing, would you just sit at home and eat celery? What people often tell me about celery is they think it's woody, right? It has woody, and it has that
I can see that.
grainy, fibrous. Okay, celery, get this. So here's something that goes in the, we're not so sure about it, but it's kind of new information. It's under research still. There's this whole category of foods that have so much fiber and so few calories that it's very possible that you're actually burning more calories eating it than you are. Yes, isn't that great?
That's crazy.
So celery and apples and a couple of other things. Celery is definitely one of them. Has almost no calories. So here's the thing that you can do with celery. If you look, the fibers go along this way. So if you cut them into really skinny, and the skinnier the better, right? And then you just cut it into dice it into little squares.
Okay.
The smaller the better. So now, go ahead and pick one up, and I won't cut your fingers off, I promise.
Okay, good.
What I love about it is that one little thing, it almost tastes like a nut, right? It's so tiny that all it does, the taste is nice. The taste of celery is really good.
Oh, yeah.
But if it's like this, you don't have to spend, look at the ends of this. You can even see the little fibers, right?
You can string it off.
And that's the thing. If they're small like this, they're already chopped. They taste like you sprinkle them over salad. They taste like nuts, right? They give you that really satisfying crunch. Put a little bit of salt on them.
Oh, yes.
And they really, nuts have somewhere between 600 and 800 calories per cup.
Right. On that note, we do have to go to a really quick break.
Okay.
So we'll be right back, and then we're going to get Jen back on, and we're going to do the final wrap-up after this.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.